All right, we're rolling.
Yep.
So this is pretty exciting. I've been looking forward to this for since we talked about it. Um, so I guess let's get some introductions out of the way. My name is Dax. I started the Airsoft Canada.ca rebuild, sort of the rejuvenation of that project, and the Airsoft Market.ca, so the buy and sell classifieds. Joining me is Julian, probably better known through the player group as Optics. He's also the
Yeah.
owner of DSG Airsoft and longtime friend. So we were just discussing
Hello.
that. We think it's been about 15 years we've known each other for, so that's a pretty fair time.
Yeah, it's a long time. Long time
Probably
been flying.
and we figure I think it was 2009 I moved to Vancouver. And you were adminning Op4 or
Yep.
was
The
Op4.
old Alpha Airsoft Club. Yep.
Yeah, right. And then were you also an admin of the BC AC group as well?
I was acting field marshal at some parts, but not
Gotcha.
not as an administrator. Mainly was all for is what I was
Yeah.
helping with the administration side for that one.
Yeah, those were great days. We had some great groups, great games. Um, yeah,
No,
just
that's true.
are you in touch with any of the old group from those days?
I still keep in touch with some of the players.
Yeah,
Some obviously have moved on, right? Family, kids, and life and all that, right?
sure.
But out of that, those some of them have also come back as well, and
Yeah,
got in touch. Got to meet their kids, kind of grow up and kind of try back the sport and all that, right? So yeah, so definitely not as many as I have seen, but definitely have seen some have come here and there as well. So
yeah. Um, let's talk about Julian as an airsoft player first. How long have you been
okay.
playing airsoft for?
I would say think I'm about 26 years. Started as a kid, maybe like 15, 16 years old.
Nice.
My interest in it was was kind of like when I was younger, I was checking out a lot of airsoft stuff on like the website back then. I was just kind of starting. So when I got here to Vancouver, I tried looking up all like the different if there's any sports and clubs, and I found a club which is actually O4, and then kind of just took it from there. Got to meet lots of different people's, a lot of walks of life, lots of people that are willing to teach and learn. So that was great. It's been a great learning experience, starting from back then until now as well. Cause so even the nice thing about now is I get to see like guys that I've seen that were kids and now they're grown up and they've come back into the fold as well, as we mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It
so
was.
it's
It's
good.
interesting. I was on a real steel handgun course about I think it was last spring, and one of the instructors from like we're all getting sort of in the area to get oriented, and I just heard from across the group like ox, and
Oh,
I hadn't heard nobody's called me ox in years, um, and it was funny. So then all of a sudden this guy comes lumbering over, and it was meat shower was his call sign back then.
oh,
Yeah,
nice,
and he picked me
nice.
out. I didn't recognize him. I mean, I think he was probably a 15-year-old kid the last time I saw him, and here he was a full-grown
Yeah,
adult
no.
and teaching the handgun course that I'm at, which was pretty cool. Yeah, but
Oh, that's
I know
pretty
what you're
dope.
saying. It's great to see those kids as they grow up. So,
Yeah, yeah, oh, definitely,
um, do you remember your
definitely,
first
definitely.
airsoft gun?
Oh, funny enough, though, for me, I probably go against the crowd, what people says, but actually, my first airsoft gun was actually a bolt action.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of, and because very max back then to like the whole sniping role, because a lot of
Okay.
kids were right back then in gaming as well, right?
Yeah.
So my first gun was a Maruzen APS2.
Nice.
I remember playing around with that. I think I have a picture rolling somewhere. I'll probably
Yeah.
send it to you. But yeah, I remember playing that. Running that for a good maybe 6 months, I think. I played with
Yeah.
that first, and then slowly kind of dive in and pick up the gun, like a electric rifle, like a Tokimori M4, I believe, if I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
Cool.
So those were
So,
the days.
tell me about DSG. You've got your own airsoft company now. That's pretty cool. What's
Yeah,
DSG?
yeah. Um, so we're a community-based store. We started basically as our passion on a lot of like-minded individuals, right? So I have a lot of the guys that also kind of like come together as part of our group or as part of the business. So it's not just me that's running it, right? I have all the guys that come and help out with it as well, right? So we want to grow the community together, build up the community with the player base, and help each other as much as we can, and then grow the sport into a bigger sport to get more people to it in, right? Like I said before, a lot of people that come in this is all walks of life, from young and old, from different hobbies and different interests in sports, different trades and different jobs, and that kind of stuff. All right. So I've always been passionate about airsoft for a long time. To me, it's been always been a community passion driven thing for me, and I've never stopped because I even took a break for a couple of years, but I came back to it. And then again, you meet all these great people, great individuals, and you meet in your path, right? So then, okay, then maybe I made a decision. Okay, maybe I want to get in back into go back into this business, and then kind of how we started maybe about 4 years ago at the local Panther Field. And then we're talking to my wife, can start it up. She says, yeah, let's start it up, right? And then from there, we started as part-time base, working the weekends only. We all have full-time jobs. And then as it grows and build up the products, build the services for people, and people are trying to help people, and then we said, okay, let's go into full-time and try to do as best as we can, right? To give as much support and give the products and services and just help the community as a whole, right? The big things obviously that we try to do is participate with the communities of, how we can build stuff for them, make stuff for them, create events for them. So, we host like private game days, bring like the barbecues out. We do that. We do social events called like a swap meet where, you come and buy, sell guns, buy guns, classify guns. Then we can do some testing on the guns as well. And you just see all forms of gears, all kinds of accessories, some really good deals. And then same thing, you get to see all kinds of people that come in too as well, right?
Yeah.
And then other parts on top, we try to do like little training events or training sessions. We try to do like competitions, pistol shooting. So like we have an upcoming swap meet coming up this March. We're going to try to do that and try to create more activities to bring more people into the sport.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of my my goal with rebuilding the sites as well, was just to, one, sort of unite the community, because we are very fractured as a airsoft community across Canada, but also just to there's a lot of new younger players that just don't know where to go to get information, and there's lots of guys like us who have been playing for over 20 years, and we're great mentors. We're here to get people involved, and happy to see people get involved. So yeah, that's a great mission on your side. And you've got an upcoming swap meet, do you not?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it'll be March 29th.
Okay.
At the local field here out in Surrey here.
That's
on the
at
Vancouver side.
Panther.
As a Panther Field, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And so for DSG, do you have a location at Panther so people can like come and buy stuff and shop?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So we have the full retail store. And we also have a range there too for people who need to come and try out the gun, test the guns, range the guns, all that stuff, right? Because we do a lot of tech work too. So we help you guys, have any gun issues, we help to fix those issues and maybe upgrade some of the guns as well, right?
Right.
But with the swap meet on that day, that will be fully available for everyone to use. And on that day specifically, we'll have probably about 4 techs on site ready to help everyone else, because lots of people will be buying stuff, selling stuff, and they just want to check that the equipment is working out. So we'll be there on site to help all the guys out and provide that service for them, right?
Nice. And events, I attended your MilSim in the fall last year. It was amazing. So good job. Thank you very much for hosting that.
Yes. Yeah,
I think one of the biggest positive feedbacks, and I was just talking to the guys at my field about this, was, when we showed up, and it was just like, you go here, do this, go here, get that, go over here, this guy's going to program your radio. A lot of us are still running those fully programmed radios and using all those channels. So that was just superb that you guys were that organized. So are you planning on running some more events like that this year?
Yeah, we're planning for this coming year. I believe we're at tentative date now, just confirming with the site, at the same field that we hosted last year. So the first one be coming out would be in May long weekend. So that's, I believe, is May 19th. And the second one is end of June, which I believe is roughly, I think, June 29th.
Nice.
Sorry, not June 29th. Sorry, no, my apologies. No, August, end of August, sorry. So August 29th.
So a little more spread between those. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And sorry, just back to getting DSG started, you said about 4 years ago. So were you just at the tail end of C21 when that kerfuffle was going on? Or had it sort of closed out when you decided to start up?
No, that I was probably in the middle of C21. because
Oof.
so the bill came out what in 2021. We
20.
started the
Yeah.
business here. Yeah, we started the business here about 2020. That's
Oh,
when we
okay.
kind of started. Yeah, so we're kind of in between.
Yeah.
What was also cool though, doing we didn't directly were like involved with helping the Bill 21, like making a case, what would we do for ourselves and Airsoft is good for the community. We actually, as a community as a whole, between Panther, us, and the other retailers, came together, and we had a couple social events where politicians or local politicians came
Mm,
out to the field, and we got to showcase them and show the community and what we do. This is what we help. This is what we encourage. This is how we build the players up from the young, meaning from the younger generation, right? So we got to show them, that this is a community building. This is a sport. To come and have fun, with families and friends, right? And it's an encouraging smart way. We got to teach them a lot about, what airsoft is. We also touch the base a little bit into guns as well because they're very similar. But we teach, safe etiquette, safe practice, and treating it well and respecting what
yeah.
airsoft is as well, right?
Yeah. Awesome.
So that was very good being as part of it, because I believe, like, well, local MPs they came in, yeah, and they brought those cases and then they brought up the parliament, right? That airsoft is a sport for the hobby for all ages, right?
Yeah. And that was kind of, I mean, that was just, I mean, COVID was kind of hit us at the same time. Do you think, the combination of COVID and C21, do you think that played a part on our community at all? Like, did it hurt us as an airsoft community?
Um, I think it definitely create a lot more reservations. I'm definitely sure for a lot on the retail side business that we did have a little bit of a slow period because a lot of people were a little concerned in terms of whether or not when they buy and if the bill goes through, whether or not they will no longer be allowed to use it or have it, right? So definitely there was concerns about that. So obviously there's some concerns about the sport in general. Will the whole sport shut down completely, right? So we definitely hit a little bit slow period, but we made our cases and we brought the parliament, and in the end, it was good to see that all the parties helped bring together, and the bill, airsoft was struck off from the bill,
Yeah.
right? So then, in that sense, it showcased, that we're not just a bunch of guys with guns. We're actually a sport. We're a community. We're player base. We're businesses that support it and support the people as well in it, and growing it together as well, right?
Yeah. I
So.
think one of the things I was really sort of taken aback by just in this last week, launching the Airsoft Canada site and getting these people reaching out to me and wanting to be a part of it as well. But I've been really living in a bubble, I have to admit, of just thinking that airsoft was our typical outdoor games in the fields, and I'm being sort of educated now on how popular indoor airsoft is, and things like speedsoft and action air is something I had no idea. I'm very familiar with the IPSC pistol shooting competitions, but I had no idea there was actually an airsoft class. So it's really neat to see sort of how the sport has, I guess, grown over the last little while. And there's, I would almost call these other sort of aspects a little more legitimizing to airsoft. So I really hope we can start pushing some of this other disciplines and etiquettes, call them, and these other styles of shooting
No, no, I
airsoft. Yeah.
definitely agree. Funny enough, you mentioned it because we came across another individual maybe the last couple of weeks ago, and he's actually from the IPSC community side.
Okay.
And he was asking, is there an interest? So is there a possibility we can grow the interest and build the player base, build the community, build people that are interested in shooting sports, and make an airsoft IPSC version, right? Where again, you're running, airsoft pistols and that kind of, but doing the whole, shooting competition, pretty much like how you shoot for the real guns, and the same with actual air. So that kind of crosses over too. So the variety there has definitely grown more so than in the last little bit than in the past, because there's definitely has opened up more interest for people to get into this. And then again, I think the big thing now from when we both started, airsoft, I guess, wasn't as marketed as much,
Right. It
wasn't
was
as
very,
as
very
known as
fringe.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit, you kind of have to search for it a little bit more to kind of get into it, right?
Yeah.
Now it's become more public, it's more accessible, there's way more options that we have now. And so with that, I think it's definitely created more interest, for people to wanting to use airsoft as a shooting sport because it's a fun sport in itself, right? And there's a lot of different parts you can, also disciplines you can learn from it. There's a lot of skills and developments you can build from it too, especially as you participate and join with the communities and the player base. You build all sorts of characters that strengths and then make also connections too, right? Because from lots of people that crossover between different trades and different jobs as well. So,
Yeah, definitely. Are you worried that we'll see another Bill C-21 or something similar? I mean, the government seems to be going after us firearms owners very aggressively. Like, do you think that'll morph into them possibly looking at coming after airsoft again?
I think in my view, I think there's always a possibility, right? Especially with how the government looks and their point in their point of view, it's a status thing, and there's a public perception of it as well. And guns in general, obviously, not everyone looks at it as a positive light, right? There's
Sure.
unfortunately we have some of the negative reports aside that comes around guns, and obviously on our side over here, we're trying to promote. No, it's not bad. It's actually good, and this is what we do. We don't use it for these purposes, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, I can see airsoft can always possibly be put back on the limelight, back on the bill. And if when that happens, then obviously we're going to be there presenting a case, which touches on the point, like you said, having these other types of varieties of sports activities that we're currently doing, with the IPSC, with the action air, right, with the indoor. This is to demonstrate, okay, we have X amount of people that play the sport actively. It's not 10, 20 people. No, we're talking about in the thousands of people across, not just BC but across Canada. There are thousands and thousands of players in all shapes and all lives and kind of stuff as well. And it's not just players themselves. It's between shooting competitions, there's collectors, there's even people that use a lot of the tools that we have for training for purposes, between practical shooting, law enforcement, military as well. Even with me, recently I got to participate, with some of the technically with the departments of military for a practice, right? And we're trying to introduce them that airsoft is a very good training tool to help with their training, right? So there's a chance. The bottom line, there's a chance, but
Sure.
we have grown better and stronger now than we were before.
Yeah.
And I believe we can still make a case in saying, we can do it safely. And if they come back, if ways of how can we regulate, how we aggressive, we have the infrastructure to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And we can show them this is structure we're currently doing. So if they want something more official, then I'm sure us across between all the different groups and bodies across Canada will probably come together and create one if the government was asking, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was, one of my other sort of motives of starting the Airsoft Canada site up too, was just that unity of the community, was just, maybe give a central point where if we did find ourselves in that position again, maybe we just had a better sort of all together platform where people could, work together and help,
Yeah, no, I agree.
fight
Definitely,
that.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's change subjects a little bit because that's a little negative, and let's talk about some positive stuff. So in the 26 years you've been playing, and I'm probably about the same, maybe a little less, maybe a couple years less, but what do you think are some of the biggest changes we've seen for the better and for the worse over that period?
For the better, for worse, the biggest change. Biggest change,
Technology.
the biggest thing is obviously accessibility.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big change. Everyone's more into it, and the players are getting younger, right? Because back then, when you and I started, I would still be considered a junior compared to a lot of the guys. Right now, today, if you go to the field, you probably have maybe more than 50% or more are juniors or
Mm.
more now. Because before it was only like young adults that would have or be more into the sport. So that's definitely a big change, is seeing that push. Seeing more dads, more moms and families, so the brothers and uncles getting to it. That's actually awesome to see, because you get to see more family units playing the sport together as a family. So those
Oh,
are
that's
definitely some
great.
positives good to see, right?
Yeah.
And same with all the stores and all the clubs. They're also showing the growth, showing the support and the community for that. And then that's why they keep coming back to it, right? On the other side, what else I can think of? Technology wise, there's more stuff, in terms of parts, accessories, and models. Availability wise and models is also technically just as much as well. It's probably more brands than I could possibly list on my two hands than I would remember back then,
Yeah.
right? So with the good part of it is, you have all these new big and greater stuff.
Yeah.
With some challenges is that is, when you're trying to work and repair, and then your parts, you may not necessarily have everything available to it. So then it comes a little bit some technician help to help figure those parts out, right? Um, and I think the other part with today now is computer IT, right? Has definitely helped us enhance in terms of our gaming and the performance, accuracy, and um, utilization, all that. Gear wise, obviously, as well, has definitely jumped way more than what we have. But gear has also become more affordable too, which,
Yeah.
there's a lot of outfits that people are able to now get because the prices come down. So I would say for the most part, it's better. There's just more product, more availability. The only quirks I can say is just more from the service side of guys that were trying to fix things or work things and upgrade things. So that will always be a little bit of those technical challenges that we come across.
Yeah. A few
So,
more proprietary parts out these days than I remember when I first started teching on guns. Like, now it's, oh, you've got a Crytac. Well, you can't just throw any gears in that. You've got to have your, Crytac specific spur gear fits in this. And yeah, I mean, just those nuances, things aren't as compatible as they were. It was, I mean, I seem to remember, you had like a version 2 gearbox, a version 3 gearbox, and then, maybe an extended version 2 for a SR25.
yeah,
And now,
yeah.
oh, I think there were
It's just like
a couple other ones, rare ones around, but those were the main ones. And now, holy smokes, there's all sorts of crazy stuff
the
going
sorts of
on.
things, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's electric guns too. And then
Yep.
obviously now the new stuff, you got gas blowback
Yep.
rifles, not just pistols, with a
That's right.
huge gamut, all the different types as well. And
Yeah.
the spring action guns have also jumped as well. And then HPA is also another one that's jumped as well. So, like I said, there's been more variety, more models, and hence more new systems that are now being used in the game.
Yeah.
And just gives different levels and problems of what players want. So I think in hindsight, for the player part, it definitely gives them more option. It definitely gives them more cost options too as well. They don't have to spend a lot of money. Actually, they spend some money here, and then they can still get something
Yeah.
that's decent. So
I think one of the things I've really noticed is the cost to entry level is very low and the quality at entry level is very high. So I think,
mm,
you don't have to spend a lot of money to get yourself into the sport and get yourself a really good out of the box operating electric gun.
yeah, agree.
Yeah, I think some of
Agree,
the
definitely.
stuff out there now, I'm just thinking, the basic, I mean, G&G's always been a staple for entry level guns, but now they're
Yeah,
coming with like an electronic trigger unit at the base level, or a Specna Flex for a couple $100 has got an electronic trigger unit in it and a Type 4 barrel. It's just like crazy,
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
the parts that are coming in at entry level stuff. Um, and you guys are at Panther. You're hosting obviously day games. Are you doing much for nighttime games or stuff in the dark?
Um, right now we have a current small break, due to
Okay.
mainly just the cold and the weather.
Yeah.
But usually in the spring and summer, and sometimes in the fall, depending if it's not too cold, we host or run a night game portion at the field. We run it
Yeah.
maybe like once every 2 weeks, and guys will go out play the nighttime portion, maybe about 4 to 6 hours, depending how many players are and how long the night is, right? And people, if they're not too worn out from the day games, then they can,
Yeah.
last throughout the whole night, right?
Right. And just, I mean,
But
guess in terms of technology, are you seeing much like many players coming out with night vision or thermal technology?
Um, when we first started, probably in 2020, it was probably maybe a few night visions. Thermal units haven't really started yet, or as much. And the last year, a bit of 2025, we're definitely seeing more players have been coming out with night vision and thermal technology as well. I was saying, let's say out of 10 players that come out, maybe 3 or 4 will have some version of between night vision and thermal, right?
Right.
It's definitely, I can say today too, and coming back again to tech, it's technology like this kind of devices have become more widely available now to purchase. And then the price point has definitely come down to what they used to cost back then.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're just our little field in Penticton. I think there's well, there's two for sure, and soon to be three of us. And that's on a maybe like a 12 to 15 player base. So there's it's definitely a lot more than there used to be because there was
Yeah.
none back in the day. It was
Yeah.
flashlights, and I don't even think we had tracer units back in those days, did we? It was just
Not common.
not
There was a
common.
couple,
Yeah,
there was a couple units out there, but they weren't a common. But now, same thing though. Everyone can probably get a tracer unit. The more MLS will have a tracer unit as well, right?
yeah,
So definitely, I think it'd be exciting this year to see more night games portion because we've been seeing more people wanting to play that type.
yeah,
And then especially on the big mill sims too, people also want to play the night portion as well. So I think as the coming years, on to the coming years we're getting, there'll be more people that want to play the night portion stuff
yeah.
for sure.
Our
So,
Penticton field, our Thursday nights, we have a night game every Thursday night, and
oh,
it
nice,
tends to
dope.
attract more players than we do on our Saturday game days. We get a
Ooh,
bigger turnout. It just seems that's what people want to
oh,
do is
well,
come run around in the dark and shoot laser beams at each other.
amazing, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Star
amazing.
Wars.
That's awesome. Star Wars.
Do you think the players have changed at all? Like, I guess I get on YouTube and I see, and it's just, I mean, of course, people are going to center on the bad stuff and maybe people having altercations and fights and getting mad about not calling hits, which I think has, been there since the start of
Yeah,
airsoft. But do you think that's
yeah.
changed at all? It's gotten better. It's gotten worse. Any difference?
Uh, I find our audience of the players that there's definitely a lot more new faces,
Hmm.
and it is a little bit. I think maybe because we have a slightly lower retention than we did before, where guys would be in it between 2 years to 5 years, versus some of the guys we knew from out there were like between 6 to 15 years, right? Um, I think it's also due nature to our sport versus all the other sports. In this time of age, there's so much more available to the player base, to everyone, right? Between airsoft is one, or playing table tennis is out, ping pong is fun, or what's the racket game,
Oh,
paddleball.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
that's taking a huge thing now, right? And here
yeah,
in Vancouver, people go get mad at guys using the tennis court, but they use them for their the paddleball game, right?
yeah.
So I would say, yeah, so we probably might not have as much as we used to, but but we definitely have other segment of where more people are into milsims now. And as we're dealing with those bigger milsims, so people are more coming into it as well. I think it's fair to say, just like any sport, you're always going to have some negative stuff, but then you also have the positive stuff because we've seen lots of great players that come out of this. Big thing, we've seen is like Norwich, for example, right? He started off as, just a sniper guy, and now he's kind of built a business and he's got a big following and he's able to provide all the different kinds of products that people are looking for, right? So definitely there's more in it for sure. And with the groups and the generation that you have, it's still, I think it's growing more, especially for guys from our times of playing where they took a break and then now they come back to it. But they come back to it and their son and daughter is coming to join them too. So now you got taking more people into it as well,
Yeah,
which is great. I bring everyone together. So
yeah. So you feel we're growing as a community, we're growing as a sport, we're
yeah,
on an
yeah,
uptrend.
yeah, we're on
Yeah,
the uptrend
I would
for
agree with
sure.
that too.
Yeah,
That's at least from what I'm seeing. I know, again, our little field. When I first started playing here in Penticton, it was maybe three or four guys a day. We'd get out and barely be able to make quorum for a game, and now we have a full field. We're overrun
nice.
sometimes, so it's
All
definitely
right.
lots of interest. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so we've got upcoming swap meet at Panther. We've got a
Yep.
couple upcoming mill sims. Looking
Gems.
forward to
Yep.
those. Anything, any hints or anything exciting you want to tell us about those?
Uh, Swap meet. If you have lots of stuff, this is a great place for you to sit because I think last year we hit maybe 200, 250 people.
Holy smokes! Yeah,
So hoping for this year to hit 400. Again, try to bring as many people as can. The tent will be bigger. We're trying to have more stuff available. We have like prizes with the techs, probably some freebies as well. We'll be doing that. So I would say, if you've got lots of stuff, this is a perfect place for you guys to come and sell it. If you're going to come buy stuff, you can also find lots of wicked deals as well. Recommend on the tip for that, A, bring cash, because cash would be the fastest way to do it. And B, when you see something and it's a good deal, buy it. Because the minute you think about it and you come back, someone else will have taken it already. So
Yeah.
that would be the tip for all the guys I knew from last year. They wish they just bought it already the first time when they saw it.
I'm just going to take a stroll around the tables, and when you come back to it, it's gone. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
I know the feeling.
So other than that, from the swap meet, from the Milsim, stay tuned actually to our website, to our Instagram. We'll be doing some updates for that and what's to come. Main thing basically on the two events is the first main one, we're focusing that one more as a 1 day, so roughly a 16-hour game. Well, but it's still like a transition from daytime to nighttime. So that's a little bit kind of like call it a little bit of a Milsim light, just enough where everyone can get the Milsim experience a bit, but it's not too heavy where you need the full equipment and gear to survive out there.
Yeah, so no overnight on that one?
It is overnight.
Oh, okay.
But it's gonna be it's light overnight where you still have all your basic needs to help you for there, but you don't have to be pushing straight through all the way.
Gotcha.
On our second event, that one will be probably pushing like a 30-hour, 40-hour game.
Nice.
And that's when you'll be going straight out, full gear and prep and accounts as well. With the updates, we'll be probably releasing tips and hints on how to prepare that. So, and we'll probably be trying to throw in between both like a mini boot camp for everyone to just get familiarization to field craft and all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of veteran guys that be willing to step in to help all the young ones and teach them as well. And yeah, we're going to be doing some hidden surprises in the game. So again, stay tuned. So that would be the big kickers. We might have the helicopter drops as well again.
Oh, nice.
So if anyone is interested, as soon as those tickets come out, I recommend buy it fast, because last time all the tickets sold out too.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people really enjoyed the experience of the last event. So I think that's going to be making a comeback as well. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Okay, great. Well, we'll make sure we get some info posted up on, both your DSG Airsoft website and Airsoft Canada, so we can have lots of places to promote that stuff for you.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it for me. I don't have any more questions. It's been awesome seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
Face. Need to stay in touch a little more often.
Thank you again for thank you again for doing this. Is great. It's a great opportunity. I love obviously to help you out as much as I can, and same thing as well. If you always need support, then we'll be here ready for you at any means on all times that you need it. Right. So
great. My pleasure. Thank you very much, and my pleasure. It's been the feedback I've gotten so far this past week has just been amazing. So just so many players, both young and old veterans, have reached out and how can I help? What can I do? Let me be a part of this. And it's been really overwhelming actually. So it's been great to see. There were a couple haters on Reddit when I first posted it up, and some other local issues, but it's all in all been a really, really great response. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes.
Same.
Yeah, and I guess to anybody who stuck around and watched us yammer on to the end, if you want to see more of this, leave a comment, leave a post, like, subscribe, and we'll see if we can get some more interviews of some of our Pillar Airsoft community folks up. So awesome.
Solid.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Julian. It's been great talking to you again.
Thank you so much again. Really appreciate being on the show.
We'll chat soon.
Okay. Bye.